All India Radio presents Morning News. Good morning. I am Saira Mujtaba and with me is Prashant Kumar Sinha. The headlines. Nation celebrates its 76th Independence Day today. Prime Minister Narendra Modi hoists the national flag and addresses the nation from ramparts of Red Fort in Delhi. Prime Minister says world is looking at India with pride and hope for solutions to their problems. Prime Minister says India is mother of democracy and diversity is our strength. Mr. Modi speaks of 5 core areas of focus in next 25 years, saying this is our Pran Shakti. PM says India is an aspirational society and such a society is an asset. Mr. Modi calls for effective fight against corruption and nepotism. Prime Minister emphasizes need to ensure inclusive development across the nation. Prime Minister says Sabka Saath, Sabka Vikas, Sabka Vishwas and Sabka Prayas became cornerstone of ensuring implementation of pro-nation policies and taking development to the last mile. President Draupadi Murmu addresses the nation on the eve of Independence Day, says the key word for India today is compassion for downtrodden, needy and those on the margins. 107 gallantry awards announced for armed forces and Central Armed Police Forces personnel. And All India Radio to begin special series, Azad Bharat Ki Baat, Akashvani ke saath, from today to showcase country's journey since independence. The nation is celebrating its 76th Independence Day today. Prime Minister Narendra Modi is leading the nation in celebrating the Independence Day from the ramparts of the Red Fort in New Delhi by hoisting the national flag. After hoisting, the tricolour received a Rashtriya salute. The Air Force band consisting of 20 men played the national anthem during the hoisting of the national flag and presenting of the Rashtriya salute. The hoisting of the national flag was synchronized with the 21-gun salute fired by the valiant gunners of the elite 8711 Field Battery. In his ceremonial address, the Prime Minister said, this day is being celebrated not just in India, but in every corner of the world. The Tiranga is flying with pride and honor. Calling it a historic day, he said, this is an auspicious occasion to march ahead with a new resolve.
आजादी के 75 वर्ष पूर्ण होने पर देशवासियों को अनेक अनेक शुभकामनाएं। न सिर्फ हिंदुस्तान का हर कोना, लेकिन दुनिया के हर कोने में आज किसी न किसी रूप में भारतीयों के द्वारा या भारत के प्रति अपार प्रेम रखने वालों के द्वारा विश्व के हर कोने में यह हमारा तिरंगा आन बान शान के साथ लहरा रहा है। मैं विश्व भर में फैले हुए भारत प्रेमियों को, भारतीयों को आजादी के इस अमृत महोत्सव की बहुत बहुत बधाई देता हूं। आज का ये दिवस ऐतिहासिक दिवस है, एक पुण्य पड़ाव, एक नई राह, एक नए संकल्प और नए सामर्थ्य के साथ कदम बढ़ाने का ये शुभ अवसर है।
The Prime Minister expressed gratitude to great leaders like Mahatma Gandhi, Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose, Dr. B.R. Ambedkar and Vinayak Damodar Savarkar. The Prime Minister said the nation is grateful to Bhagat Singh, Rajguru, Ram Prasad Bismil, Rani Lakshmi Bai and all other freedom fighters who shook the foundations of the British Empire. He also saluted the architects of free India, including Jawaharlal Nehru, Ram Manohar Lohia and Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel. He highlighted that India has been home to great thinkers like Swami Vivekanand, Sri Aurobindo and Gurudev Rabindranath Tagore. He added that Adivasi freedom fighters such as Birsa Munda, Tirath Singh and Alluri Sitaramaraju played a pivotal role in keeping the freedom struggle alive in every corner of India. Mr. Modi said India has marched ahead in spite of many challenges because she is the mother of democracy. He reminded the power and greatness of the soil of the country.
इस मिट्टी में वो सामर्थ्य है जो शासकों से भी परे सामर्थ्य का एक अंतर प्रभार लेकर के जीता रहा है, सदियों तक जीता रहा है और उसी का परिणाम है हमने क्या कुछ नहीं झेला, कभी अन्न का संकट झेला, कभी युद्ध के शिकार हो गए, आतंकवाद ने डगर डगर चुनौतियां पैदा की, निर्दोष नागरिकों को मौत के घाट उतार दिया गया, छद्म युद्ध चलते रहे, प्राकृतिक आपदाएं आती रही, सफलता विफलता आशा निराशा न जाने कितने पड़ाव आए हैं, लेकिन इन पड़ाव के बीच भी भारत आगे बढ़ता रहा.
Mr. Modi said equality is the cornerstone of India's progress and people should be united through the mantra of India First. He stated that respect for women is an important pillar for India's growth and stressed on the need to support Nari Shakti.
ये राष्ट्र कृतज्ञ है उन वीरांगनाओं के लिए, रानी लक्ष्मीबाई हो, झलकारी बाई, दुर्गा भाभी, रानी गायदिन्लियो, रानी चेन्नम्मा, बेगम हजरत महल, बेलू निथियार. भारत की नारी शक्ति क्या होती है, भारत की नारी शक्ति का संकल्प क्या होता है, भारत की नारी त्याग और बलिदान की क्या पराकाष्ठा कर सकती है, वैसी अनगिनत वीरांगनाओं का स्मरण करते हुए हर हिंदुस्तानी गर्व से भर जाता है.
Prime Minister Modi said Atmanirbhar Bharat is a public movement that should be taken forward. He urged people to follow Sri Aurobindo's mantra of Swadeshi se Swaraj, Swaraj se Suraj. He said Atmanirbhar Bharat is a public movement that must be taken forward. He exuded pride that after 75 years, people heard the proud sound of a Made in India weapon in the Independence Day gun salute.
75 साल के बाद लाल किले पर से तिरंगे को सलामी देने का काम पहली बार मेड इन इंडिया तोप ने किया है. कौन हिंदुस्तानी होगा जिसको ये बात एक आवाज उसे नई प्रेरणा ताकत नहीं दी.
Mr. Modi saluted the armed forces for this feat. He also saluted the children who are saying no to imported toys. He said Atmanirbhar Bharat runs through such children's veins. He said that through the PLI schemes, India is becoming the manufacturing powerhouse of the world and people are coming to India to make in India. He said the nation needs to be Atmanirbhar in the energy sector. He said from solar energy to mission hydrogen, these initiatives must be taken to the next level for energy independence. He praised that from the space sector to drone manufacturing to natural farming, India is progressing rapidly in every sector. The Prime Minister said the nation should come together to defeat the evils of corruption and nepotism. He said there is a need to fight against corruption with all strength. He highlighted that in the past 8 years, the use of Aadhaar, direct benefit transfer and mobile were used to find 2 lakh crore rupees of black money.
एक तरफ वो लोग हैं जिनके पास रहने के लिए जगह नहीं है, दूसरी तरफ वो तरह लोग हैं जिनको अपना चोरी किया हुआ माल रखने के लिए जगह नहीं है. ये स्थिति अच्छी नहीं है और इसलिए हमें भ्रष्टाचार के खिलाफ पूरी ताकत से लड़ना है. पिछले 8 वर्षों में डायरेक्ट बेनिफिट ट्रांसफर के द्वारा आधार, मोबाइल, इन सारे आधुनिक व्यवस्थाओं का उपयोग करते हुए 2 लाख करोड़ रुपए जो गलत हाथों में जाते थे उसको बचा करके देश की भलाई के लिए काम लगाने में हम सफल हुए. जो लोग पिछली सरकारों में बैंकों को लूट लूट करके भाग गए, उनकी संपत्तियां जब्त कर करके वापस लाने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं. कईयों को जेलों में जीने के लिए मजबूर करके रखा हुआ है. हमारी कोशिश है जिन्होंने देश को लूटा है उनको लौटाना पड़े, वो स्थिति हम पैदा करेंगे.
Mr. Modi said society should come together to punish those who have propagated the evil of corruption. On nepotism, Prime Minister Modi said opportunities should be given to those who are talented and will work towards the progress of the nation. He said talent will be the basis of a new India.
The Prime Minister emphasized that for growth of New India, there is a need to ensure inclusive development across the nation. He said this was a vision held dear by Mahatma Gandhi. Mr. Modi said based on the philosophy of Gandhiji, the government is working towards empowering every Indian at every corner of the nation, be it a Dalit, a woman, the farmers or the Divyangs. He said an aspirational society is important for any nation and expressed pride that these aspirations are present in every household in India. Mr. Modi said this Amrit Kal has provided a golden opportunity to fulfill the dreams and goals of this aspirational society. He exuded pride that there is an increase in common consciousness of the love for the nation. He said Har Ghar Tiranga has been an example of the entire nation coming together to celebrate the spirit of this glorious country.
देश का हर नागरिक गति चाहता है, वो प्रगति चाहता है। 75 साल में संजोए हुए सारे सपने अपने ही आंखों के सामने पूरा करने के लिए वो लालायित है, उत्साहित है, उतावला भी है। कुछ लोगों को इसके कारण संकट हो सकता है, क्योंकि जब एस्पिरेशनल सोसाइटी होती है तब सरकारों को भी तलवार की धार पे चलना पड़ता है, सरकारों को भी समय के साथ दौड़ना पड़ता है। चाहे केंद्र सरकार हो, राज्य सरकार हो, स्थानीय स्वराज की संस्थाएं हो, हर किसी को इन एस्पिरेशनल सोसाइटी को एड्रेस करना पड़ेगा। उनकी आकांक्षाओं के लिए हम ज्यादा इंतजार नहीं कर सकते।
Mr. Modi said the fight against COVID has been an example of this common consciousness where citizens came together. He said the nation stood together from supporting doctors to propelling research to taking vaccines to the remotest parts. He said the world today looks at India with pride, hope and as a problem solver. He added that the world looks at India as a destination where aspirations are met. He said Sabka Saath, Sabka Vikas, Sabka Vishwas and Sabka Prayas became the cornerstone of ensuring implementation of pro-nation policies and taking development to the last mile.
सबका साथ सबका विकास का मंत्र लेकर के हम चले थे, लेकिन देखते ही देखते देशवासियों ने सबका विश्वास और सबका प्रयास से उसमें और रंग भर दिए हैं। और इसलिए हमने देखा है हमारी सामूहिक शक्ति को, हमारे सामूहिक सामर्थ्य को हमने देखा है। आजादी का अमृत महोत्सव जिस प्रकार से बनाया गया, जिस प्रकार से हर जिले में 75 अमृत सरोवर बनाने का अभियान चल रहा है, गांव गांव के लोग जुड़ रहे हैं, कार सेवा कर रहे हैं, अपने प्रयत्नों से अपने गांव में जल संरक्षण के लिए बड़ा अभियान चला रहे हैं। और इसलिए भाइयों बहनों, चाहे स्वच्छता का अभियान हो, चाहे गरीबों के कल्याण का काम हो, देश आज पूरी शक्ति से आगे बढ़ रहा है।
Mr. Modi said when there is stability in governance and fast decision making, the spirit of Jan Bhagidari prevails for nation's development. The Prime Minister said, as India celebrates 75 years of independence, there is a need to now move with a renewed focus and resolve for the next 25 years. He said this can be made possible through the strength and determination of 130 crore Indians. He said everyone has to work with the vision of accomplishing what nation's freedom fighters
Of the headlines before we move on. Nation celebrates its 76th Independence Day today. Prime Minister Narendra Modi hoists the national flag and addresses the nation from ramparts of Red Fort in Delhi. Prime Minister says world is looking at India with hope and pride for solutions to their problems. PM says India is mother of democracy and diversity is our strength. Mr. Modi speaks of 5 core areas of focus in next 25 years, saying this is our Prana Shakti. PM says India is an aspirational society and such society is an asset. Mr. Modi calls for effective fight against corruption and nepotism. Prime Minister emphasizes need to ensure inclusive development across the nation. Prime Minister says Sabka Saath, Sabka Vikas, Sabka Vishwas and Sabka Prayas became cornerstone of ensuring implementation of pro-nation policies and taking development to the last mile. President Draupadi Murmu addresses the nation on the eve of Independence Day, says the key word for India today is compassion for downtrodden, needy and those on the margins. 107 gallantry awards announced for Armed Forces and Central Armed Police Forces personnel, and All India Radio to begin special series Azad Bharat Ki Baat Akashvani ke Saath from today to showcase country's journey since independence. For quick news updates round the clock, follow us on our Twitter handle at AIR News Alerts.
अपने बिजनेस को बढ़ाने के लिए लीजिए आकाशवाणी का सहयोग और दीजिए उसे बुलंदियों के पंख।
आपका बिजनेस लोकल है या राष्ट्रीय, आकाशवाणी देती है उपभोक्ताओं तक पहुंचने का हर विकल्प।
और अब तो आप घर, दफ्तर या दुकान पर बैठे बैठे कर सकते हैं आकाशवाणी के किसी भी केंद्र के लिए विज्ञापनों की बुकिंग।
आकाशवाणी के विभिन्न चैनलों पर विज्ञापन देना सुलभ और सस्ता।
बुकिंग है तो संपर्क करें 8700014242 पर।
8700014242।
Welcome back to the morning news. President Draupadi Murmu has called upon the citizens of the country to gain knowledge about their fundamental duties and follow them in letter and spirit. She said this will take the country to new heights. In her address to the nation on the eve of the 76th Independence Day, the President said that the key word for India today is compassion for the downtrodden, the needy, and for those on the margins.
The key word for India today is compassion for the downtrodden, for the needy, and for those on the margins. Some of our national values have been incorporated in our Constitution as the fundamental duties of the citizens. I appeal to every citizen to know about their fundamental duties and follow them in letter and spirit so that our nation reaches new heights.
Extending her greetings to all Indians on the eve of Independence Day, the President said India is completing 75 years as an independent nation. She said the 14th of August is observed as Partition Horrors Remembrance Day so as to promote social harmony, unity and empowerment of people. The President said that lessons learnt during the period of 75 years of independence will prove useful as we move towards the next milestone in the journey of the nation, the Amrit Kal, 25 years to the celebration of the centenary of the country's independence. She said by the year 2047, India will have fully realized the dreams of our freedom fighters. President Murmu said that the country has given its citizens everything they have in their life and people should take a pledge to give everything they can for the sake of safety, security, progress and prosperity of the country.
Vice President Jagdeep Dhankar has greeted people on the occasion of the 76th Independence Day. In his message, he said Independence Day is an occasion to remember and pay tribute to those valiant freedom fighters whose courage and sacrifice brought us freedom from the oppressive colonial rule. Mr. Dhankar said this day is also an occasion to pay gratitude to the builders of modern India whose hard work and dedication laid the foundation of a sovereign, stable and strong republic. He said today India is a country brimming with potential, surging ahead on the path of all-round development. President Draupadi Murmu has approved 107 gallantry awards to Armed Forces and Central Armed Police Forces personnel on the occasion of Independence Day 2022. "13 Shaurya Chakra, 2 Bar to Sena Medals Gallantry, 81 Sena Medals Gallantry, 1 Nau Sena Medal Gallantry and 7 Vayu Sena Medals Gallantry. The President has also approved 40 mention in dispatches to the Army, 1 to Air Force personnel and another to the Army dog Axel posthumously for significant contributions in different military operations. These include Operation Rakshak, Operation Snow Leopard, Operation Rhino, Operation Orchid, Operation Falcon, Operation Hifazat and Operation Trikut Deogar.
President Draupadi Murmu has conferred the Vayu Sena Medal Gallantry on Wing Commander Deepika Mishra, flying pilot, for her act of exceptional courage. Squadron leader Dilip Gurnani has been awarded the Vayu Sena Medal Gallantry for exceptional courage. Wing Commander Abhishek Pujari is awarded mention in dispatches for his exceptional devotion to duty. Sergeant Shyam Veer Singh, Sergeant Parmender Singh Parmar and Group Captain Ravi Nanda are awarded the Vayu Sena Medal Gallantry for the act of exceptional courage. On the occasion of Independence Day 2022, President Murmu has awarded President's Police Medal for Distinguished Services and Police Medal for Meritorious Services to 16 personnel of Railway Protection Force and Railway Protection Special Force. Principal Chief Security Commissioner, Western Railways, Praveen Chandra Sinha has been awarded with President's Police Medal for Distinguished Services, while 15 personnel have been honoured with Police Medal for Meritorious Service.
How's the judge?
And now let's listen to our special program Azadi Ka Safar, highlighting the importance of the day during the freedom struggle.
आजादी का अमृत महोत्सव।
Today is India's 75th Independence Day. Our glorious freedom struggle is one of the greatest struggles the modern world has ever witnessed. And AIR News has been bringing you a glimpse of the struggle every day for the past 1 year as part of the Azadi Ka Amrit.
We go back 75 years ago on the eve of 15th August 1947, when, in the words of the first Prime Minister of India, Jawaharlal Nehru, India made its tryst with destiny. The speech captured the essence of the triumphant culmination of the Indian independence movement against the British colonial rule in India.
Long years ago, we made a tryst with destiny, and now the time comes when we shall redeem our pledge, not wholly or in full measure, but very substantially. At the stroke of the midnight hour, when the world sleeps, India will awake to life and freedom.
Dr. Rajendra Prasad, in his capacity as the President of the Constituent Assembly, outlined a vision for India.
Our public servants in various departments of government have to shed their role as rulers and have to become true servants of the people that their compeers are in all free countries. The people and the government on their side have to give them their trust and assure them conditions of service in keeping with the lives of the people in whose midst they have to live and serve. We welcome the Indian states which have acceded to India, and to their people we offer our hands of comradeship. To the princes and the rulers of the states we say that we have no designs against them. We trust they will follow the example of the King of England and become constitutional rulers. They would do well to take as their model the British monarchical system, which has stood the shock of 2 successive world wars when so many other monarchies in Europe have toppled down. To Indians settled abroad in British colonies and elsewhere, we send our good wishes and assurances of our abiding interest in their welfare. To our minorities we give the assurance that they will receive fair and just treatment and their rights will be respected and protected.
Prasad also mentioned the important task at hand, the making of the Constitution.
One of the great tasks which we have in hand is to complete the Constitution, under which not only will freedom and liberty be assured to each and all, but which will enable us to achieve and attain and enjoy its fulfillment and its fruits. We must accomplish this task as soon as possible, so that we may begin to live and work under a constitution of our own making, of which we may all be proud, and which it may become our pride and privilege to defend and to preserve to the lasting good of our people and for the service of mankind.
India has been living through the ideals of its great freedom fighters and statesmen who sacrificed their lives for the nation and served in various constitutional positions. In its 75th year of independence, India is unbound and is the world's largest democracy with potential and social capital.
Let us all move together through the immortal voice of Sucheta Kriplani singing Sare Jahan Se Achha Hindustan Hamara in the Constituent Assembly 75 years ago on the 15th of August 1947 towards the century of Indian independence in 2047. Jai Hind.
Over the past 75 years, since independence, India's largest public service broadcaster, All India Radio, has been the proverbial storyteller for the 1.3 billion citizens across the country. All India Radio is celebrating 75 years of freedom with a unique initiative titled Azad Bharat Ki Baat Akashvani Ke Saath. Starting from today, the series will showcase the journey of India since independence in various walks of life through the storytelling of All India Radio, the voice of the nation. Azad Bharat Ki Baat Akashvani Ke Saath, memories and magical moments with All India Radio since independence. Birth of a nation on the 15th of August 1947. Freedom was won with great sacrifices and fight against centuries of subjugation. The people of India became masters of their own destiny.
All India Radio, the only electronic media of the would-be independent India, relayed the power transfer ceremony live.
This is All India Radio, Delhi. We are now taking you over to the Durbar Hall for a running commentary connected with the assumption of power taking place there.
At Government House, in the historic Darbar Hall, Lord Mountbatten is sworn in as India's first Governor-General. Then the Prime Minister and members of the Cabinet are sworn in.
Long years ago, we made a tryst with destiny, and now the time comes when we shall redeem our pledge, not wholly or in full measure, but very substantially. At the stroke of the midnight hour, when the world sleeps, India will awake to life and freedom.
At New Delhi, vast crowds foregather in front of the Parliament buildings. The Prime Minister and the Deputy Prime Minister, followed by members of the Cabinet. Look at this crowd. It watches the national flag flying from the ramparts of the famous Red Fort at Delhi. In Bombay, the day celebrations commence at Gwalior Tank Maidan. It is the same story everywhere. vast and jubilant crowd.
Renowned classical singer Pandit Omkar Nath Thakur sang the patriotic song Vande Mataram of Bankim Chandra Chatterjee live from All India Radio's Mumbai studio to mark our independence.
Madras was also au fait. Civilians and service personnel helped to make the day a great success. Liberty and happiness marched hand in hand. In Calcutta, the largest city in India, there was jubilation, thanksgiving and celebration. Martyrs were remembered. A portrait of Subhash Chandra Bose, a worthy son of India. The glory of our freedom, flag of our nation, we salute you. Jai Hind.
आजाद भारत की बात आकाशवाणी के साथ can be accessed on @AIR News Alerts on Twitter, News on AIR official YouTube channel, News on AIR app, Facebook and Instagram handles. आजाद भारत की बात आकाशवाणी के साथ. Now let us have a look at the weather forecast for today. National capital Delhi will have generally cloudy sky with light rain. The minimum temperature was at 26 degrees Celsius and the maximum is expected to be around 33 degrees. Mumbai will have generally cloudy sky with moderate rain. The minimum temperature was 24 degrees Celsius and the maximum around 30 degrees. Chennai will have generally cloudy sky with light rain. The minimum was at 29 and the maximum is expected to be 36 degrees. And now an overview of today's newspapers. All dailies are splashed with President Murmu's speech making for the top story. Hindustan Times writes, democracy grew roots in India, says President, while the Tribune writes, we've shown potential of democracy. Papers have also widely noticed PM Modi paying tribute on Partition Horrors Remembrance Day.
And now, before we end the bulletin, the headlines once again. Nation celebrates its 76th Independence Day today. Prime Minister Narendra Modi hoists national flag and addresses the nation from ramparts of Red Fort in Delhi. Prime Minister says world is looking at India with pride and hope for solutions to their problems. PM says India is mother of democracy and diversity is our strength. PM speaks of 5 core areas of focus in next 25 years, saying this is our Pran Shakti. PM says India is an aspirational society and such a society is an asset. Mr. Modi calls for effective fight against corruption and nepotism. PM emphasizes need to ensure inclusive development across the nation. PM says Sabka Saath, Sabka Vikas, Sabka Vishwas and Sabka Prayas became cornerstone of ensuring implementation of pro-nation policies and taking development to the last mile. And with that we end the morning news. Have a great day. Jai Hind.